I'm feeling sassy, maybe even bitchy. Not bitchy. You know when people say to victims of abuse, why didn't you just leave? It just incites that feeling in me. So here's how you can respond to common victim-shaming statements. The last example sends me. Why didn't you just leave? You know I love a good challenge. Escaping an emotionally manipulative situation is like a thrilling puzzle. Who needs emotional trauma therapy when you can just leave, right? Or you could say, clearly I have been missing out on your incredible problem-solving skills. It's almost like you've cracked the code on complex emotional trauma and dependencies, so please enlighten me. You must have done something to provoke it. You've got it all figured out, because obviously nobody deserves respect and kindness by default, so I'll just take notes on how to avoid provoking abusive behavior. Well, it couldn't have been that bad because you stayed for a long time. You've uncovered the secret formula. Longevity in an abusive relationship equals it being a walk in the park. I'll go ahead and remember that when I'm writing my memoirs of happily ever after in Dysfunctionville. You should have seen the signs. I'm sure there were some red flags. You're like the clairvoyant guru I never knew I needed. My bad for not having a crystal ball to predict manipulation and control. Should I also consult you for next week's lottery numbers? Or, you're so right. I missed the flashing neon signs that said, warning, abusive partner ahead. Perhaps I should have taken Abuser Identification 101 in college. Why didn't you just fight back? Oh, absolutely, because physically challenging someone who has a history of violence is an impeccable strategy. Who knew my ninja skills were meant to be unleashed on my abuser? Do you think maybe, just maybe, you're being a bit sensitive? Oh, you've got me all figured out. My skin is as thick as a wet tissue. Thanks for the diagnosis, doctor. It's almost like emotional trauma isn't a thing and I should have just embraced the constant undermining with open arms. I mean, you waited after the assault happened. Why didn't you report it sooner? I apologize for the inconvenience of my emotional turmoil not aligning with your preferred reporting schedule. Next time, I'll be sure to prioritize your convenience over my safety. I would never let myself get treated like that. Just as an aside, whenever I read that, I always hear, I would never let myself get treated like that. Why do I always hear it in that voice? Of course, because my life choices are meant to meet your impeccable standards. Remind me again how you've mastered the art of avoiding complex psychological manipulation. Or you could also say, wow, your wisdom is truly inspiring. Clearly my inability to predict and thwart abusive behavior should have been showcased on national television. My bad. I don't know. I would have left immediately. Congratulations. You're clearly the pinnacle of emotional strength and rational decision-making. I'll be sure to consult with you for all major life choices moving forward, okay? And lastly, and this one just, you picked him. Oh, absolutely, because clearly my superpower is choosing the world's finest emotionally manipulative partners. I should have known to consult a crystal ball for relationship forecasts. Or, there's this new thing, and it's a social phenomenon, so you might not have heard of it, but it's called lying. Some people lie about who they are. Simply put, shaming and blaming causes victims to stay. So if you participate in this, you are an enabler of abuse and an absolutely horrible human being.